One of the worst things I saw that gives me nightmares still is I remember being in Calipatria in one of the summers. A white dude comes in. We thought he was white. He's immediately shoved with us, and he's like, hey, he starts talking like a different culture, and we're like, hey, homie, what you mean? He starts going on and on about this and that, and he's a Crip. Cool. Okay, well, we're not the group for you.
Yeah.
He was immediately ostracized, chose to run with a different group, and the blacks were like, he went to them, they accepted him, and immediately their shot callers let us know, hey, well, just so you know, we're not trying to go to war with y'all over one kid who's messed up, because I will say this, they'll give you a chance.
Yeah.
You're going to put in some major work.
Yeah.
You're not going to come in as a buster. If you want to run with another car and you have the balls to do it, I have seen it where they will embrace you and they will fight for you. And they will get your back. But unfortunately, in this situation, it was noticed real quick. This is not one of the ones.
Yeah.
He's not one we need to fight for. They let us know that they weren't going to back him up. They gave him 72 hours to get off the yard. One Saturday morning, his time has passed. He's refusing to leave. They go out the rotunda. Now, level 4 is you got to go through a metal detector to get out the rotunda. Yeah. Our group's here. That group's there. The homies are here. Blacks are here. Well, for some reason on this day, the blacks weren't where they usually go. They were on the opposite side where we were.
Yeah.
Kid wasn't notified of this move. All the other people were notified, hey, when you hit the yard, make a right, don't go left. Yeah. Our people went where we go, and there was 2 skinheads that were chosen to take care of this, and I can see it like it was yesterday. It's one of the worst things. This kid, these 2 skinheads were on this kid like a spider monkey. Yeah. They were on it. I don't even know where they came from. These things happen fast. When you're in the joint, these things happen faster than you could think. And they were on this kid like spider monkeys, and they were hitting him with pieces that they tore their sheets apart to wrap these pieces to their hands so they don't drop them, because if you know the joint, your blood drips and you'll drop a weapon. And they were hitting him they looked like shower curtain rods that were filed down. Hollow, and these things were like that, and they were just hitting this kid on every angle. They hit his head. They stabbed this poor kid for so long that his head fell off. The gunner, mind you, was a female, and I'll never forget, look it up, because we're all waiting to hear the shot. Yeah. We're all waiting for the shot. We've all already proned out. All the homies, the whites, we're all down. Yeah. And this lady doesn't shoot, because even to a woman, a female, even to an officer, something, when you witness an act like this, I don't care how tough you are, this is traumatizing.
Of course, yeah.
This kid must have been stabbed, 120 times, and then to have his head fall off because they've been attacking him and cutting him, that his head fell. And again, there's if you've never seen someone stabbed or attacked, the human body can release a lot of blood. It's like 5 quarts or something like that. That's an extremely tremendously amount of blood. These kids are slipping in the blood. They're kicking the dead body. They're covered in blood. The blood, it happens like the blood is drying, turning hard. Yeah. They're stuck in like jelly-like blood because the air, and mind you, the gunner is still sitting there. You can see the look on her face, just like not expecting to see something like this ever on her watch. She'd never shot. Yeah. This went on for so long that we're all like, damn, because somebody, and then finally somebody hits the alarm. Damn near 20 minutes later. 20 minutes, I want to say, honestly, it was between a 12 to about 17-minute period that this went on. That's a long time for an act of violence. They hit the alarm finally. They responded. The kids were like, come arrest us. We did what we did. Gangsters, you did that. You're cool. Yeah. Take us away. Took them away now. If you've ever been in the joint when something like this happens, it's a crime scene. Yeah. The police have to come in. Yeah. They have to take photos. All of us are stuck out all in the yard for damn near 16 hours. Wow. We're all out there. And this kid, I'll never forget, this kid had many opportunities to leave. They warned him. Everybody warned him, get out of here. Yeah. He held his mud. He stayed. He lost his head over it. Awesome. And it was extremely horrifying to watch something like this.
Crip do not ban the 6. What the fuck is y'all talking about? How the fuck my set in California got anything to do with some folk nation shit? That ain't no disrespect to the folks, cause I fuck with the G's. The Virginia penitentiary system, the Lopes fuck with the G's. But we is not tied together. We do not ban no 6, no none of that. Anybody saying that shit is not real left Crip. If y'all wanna make up y'all own history and shit, stop calling yourself Crip, cause that shit is not real left Crippin. Real left Crippin come from California, and that shit has nothing to do with no 6. Fuck is wrong with y'all?
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and I think I did a variation of this particular topic, or it might have just been titled "White Boys Can't Be Gang Members," right? Black gang members. And it's wow, he said he from California. First of all, he don't sound like a California white boy. Sound like he from Texas. That's first, or somewhere in the South. Second of all, white boys can't be Crips, yet here we are. So who the fuck are you to set the rules that Crips don't bang the six? Now, this, you know what I'm saying, I will applaud you. I even salute you that you was paying attention in class, your gang class, that is. But how the fuck is somebody that's not supposed to be within the organization trying to regurgitate rules of the organization? And how the fuck, yeah, see, them niggas in California done sold out. The young niggas, man, you niggas is sellouts. White boys can't be Crips. Now, I told this story on another episode, but I guess I'm gonna have to reiterate the shit. When I was 12 years, I might have been 12 or 13. It was 1995. I'm on the bus with the older homie. He was like 15 or 16. The homie Jimmy, aka Smiley Loke, and it was this white kid that I was in class with. That we was cool, right? It went from being we was cool, sometimes we wasn't cool, but this particular time he was on the bus and we was cool, and you know, he said what up to me, and he had a red flag, and the homie Smiley Loke didn't take kindly to that. Now, Smiley Loke was a Crip from the 7-4 Hoover set, which sect in the Central District of Seattle was Holly Street, so he was 7-4 Holly. And I think the nigga had greeted me like with a blood term. I think he said, "What up, blood?" or some shit like that. Now my homeboy wasn't set tripping, but he beat the white boy up, took his flag and kicked him in his ass and threw him off the bus. Right when the bus came to a stop, he opened the back doors, kicked him in the ass. The bus drove off. Right. I asked him like, "Yo, why you do that?" And he's like, "Man, can't no motherfucking white boy be a gang member, nigga, blood or Crip." I didn't even give a fuck that he was talking about blood. He ain't a real Damu. So, yeah, like, he didn't respect that shit. Not only that, the Crips actually come from, what is this, community regulating. Hold on, let me look up what Crip stands for. Okay, right here it says the acronym. These hoe ass AI hoe ass says it's not verified. Suck a dick or die trying. It stands for Community Revolution in Progress. So the fact that he is quote unquote a Crip, and like it was formed literally to fight against the oppression of crooked cops that was beating up on niggas and unjustly incarcerating them. And now your white ass is here, part of the organization, right? Probably the descendants of one of these racist motherfuckers. But I digress. There's a whole bunch of sellout niggas up in California that must have let this goof ass white boy within a set. If some of my homeboys were still around or alive, they probably packed this crack out, but that's neither here or there. He's talking about that the Crips don't bang the six and they ain't got nothing to do with GDs. And I always thought the same thing. I've heard how Crips relocated from New York to parts of the Midwest, got cool with Chicago GDs, and they built some alliance. I've never heard of them actually, like, I don't know, building an alliance to the point where they bang the six. But then I'm not a gang member either. Even with my experience and having friends that are gangs, and like being near past sets, right, places I've lived at, you know, shit changed. Like I said, I'm not a gang member, so even I'm prone to fall out the loop of shit, but I've just never, even through the grapevine, heard shit like that. So he's right in that aspect, but in the same vein, like, bro, like, Crips can't be white boys. Yet here we are in 2026, where we got a white boy telling us what the fuck the rules are and aren't. So, I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm not a gang member. So I don't take extreme offense to white boys gang banging, right? If you want to be an idiot, or you feel you that tough, or you putting in work. And gangs always struck me as places that people that wasn't shit and had no support wanted to be a part of something. So maybe this white boy wants to be something bigger than himself. and instead of joining a white biker gang or a neo-Nazi group, he want to hang out with the brothers. One thing I will say, because he mentioned prison politics, if your ass ever touched the main line, they're not going to take too kindly of you gang banging with the brothers. So you're just perpetrating fraud. That's another reason why white boys can't be Bloods or Crips, because in prison, like, you got to make a decisive decision, like who you roll with. And them Aryan Nation brotherhood white boys, they not gonna take kindly at you hanging out with the niggas and banging a gang set. You might get stabbed, raped, or killed in the showers. I'm gonna put that out there. So, like, we know this is all fraudulent, and if he ever touch the main line, he gonna switch sides. So that's why they can't bang, because they're not true to it. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they get behind the walls, they gonna be tested. There's gonna be a group of Aryan Nation brotherhood, whatever the fuck, and they gonna accost this nigga like, yo, you with them or you with us? Because if you with them, like, it reminds me of a story, and I probably put it at the beginning of this video, where the dude tells a story where, like, they stabbed him so many times they cut the dude head off. So yeah, like, you could run that risk. We know how that shit's gonna play out. In any event, if y'all like this episode, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.
No.